What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Thursday, January 19th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all so much. Thanks for the comments. I'm glad most of us are all on the same understanding when it comes to shorts and reels and stuff. So I'm glad you're cool with me. And I might do some of that for fun here and there, but like this is how I prefer to get the content out. And I'm glad you value it that way too. So nice to see that. Appreciate you all. Let's take a look at this Thursday. It is a Jupiter day, and that moon's going to come into Capricorn today, and it is going to start that balsamic phase when it gets to 29 degrees of Sagittarius. So there is sort of a lot of 29 degree, a lot of cuspy energy in today, and then the moon's also going to be squaring over to Jupiter from Capricorn as well. So we're trying to figure out the long-term plans here. Mercury's now direct in Capricorn. We're definitely like, I feel like there's a lot of can do. There's a lot of like, I want to push things. I want to make it happen, especially with the moon, square Jupiter. It can definitely feel like our ego can will anything that it wants right now. If we emotionally want to put our, attention there, if we emotionally want to put our, you know, really like the physical attributes of like how we go about building or creating or doing something, we feel like we can do it today we can be a little overconfident, and that could maybe work, maybe not, could kind of blow up in our face because of the 29 degrees and the cuspy energy and final day of Capricorn with the sun still with Pluto. There's just like a level of fate that's present. There's just aspects that we don't have control over. I don't think we want to try and control what we don't have control over, or try and like, just will our way through certain situations. We definitely want to be intelligent. Saturn and Venus are coming together. Venus is going to come to 21 degrees, so that's getting tight in Aquarius. Like when it comes to our creative attributes, when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to, getting things in order here, we have to be smart. So I think it is definitely like, be smart. Don't just be like overly courageous or overly like emotional. Like we do want to consolidate things without just kind of blowing, things up. It's kind of hard, and we will see, early tomorrow morning and tonight, the moon with Mercury as the sun comes into Aquarius, and we are seeing this yod to Mars, right? From the south node Mercury to Mars, now direct in Gemini. So there is a lot of things that are direct. There's a lot of shadow energy that's about to come out. Pluto's about to come out of shadow. Saturn's about to come out of shadow. I know today can definitely feel like I just have to make the biggest move ever. And I mean, I would say like we have to be careful where we're, putting all of that passion, because if it's just kind of inflating, this sense of emotional well-being, or the sense of I need to do this for some thing that's outside of self or whatever, like we can kind of get lost. I think or we can just have the ego balloon popped by the end of the day, and that can, bring up some kind of sense of, doubt or something. I feel like we're at this place on this trail here where we're going up this trail, and all of a sudden, it's getting steep on this Mount Capricorn that we're climbing, and we're almost to the top, and all of a sudden, the footing beneath us kind of starts to slide away. So there's a little bit of an erosion that's taking place. I feel like by fighting it, we're making things worse. By trying to will ourselves, we're like digging and losing more of the ground beneath our feet at the same time. So we're having to kind of, as the moon comes dark here, like instead of push so hard, instead of be, so overconfident that we're gonna make it, and we're just kind of digging ourselves deeper and deeper, sliding faster and faster, we need to like look and make the smart move. There's something about the knowing, there's something about the intuition that does know the right place to grab or the right place to put our foot. And I think if we can put that into some perspective in our life, where we're looking from a higher perspective to make decisions and taking the smart route instead of just some wild route, or instead of some crazy push, or trying to just will our way through something, like we're making more of a, this might take a little bit more time, but I'm going to get there. That kind of energy today. And I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to put this chart in this energy into words, and I think that's the best kind of analogy in this moment that I can come up with. is that we can feel an immense pressure to make huge something that will make us feel better. And by doing that, we're digging ourselves deeper into a pit. So to get out of the pit, this is definitely more of a feel the feeling before you have the thing. So it's almost like getting your beliefs and your emotions into the same, place that's consolidated, that has value, that's real, and really believing that you already have that, so that you're already giving yourself the feeling. Pardon my voice. I am definitely coffee and losing it. That's giving us more of it's feeling like we already have what we're going after that's going to manifest it. And I talked a lot about frequency yesterday, and I think that that's a lot of this too, is like we need to get on the frequency of being at the top of the mountain. Even though the mountain's steep and it can feel like we're slipping, we're not. We're just being tested. Do we still believe that we're there? So it's definitely like there's a lot that's coming. There's a lot of life left to live, believe it or not. Hopefully, right, for all of us. We got to be, in that place of feeling like we're there. So I think today's like getting your feelings in such a dedicated, powerful alignment with what you want to create, so that you feel like you already have it and you don't feel like you're searching or needing something else to bring it in, but getting your mind and your emotions like, yeah, I'm so dialed in and I know the right smart move and the right amount of effort to put in, because over effort right now could lead to like just, oh God, I'm never going to do, I worked so hard for nothing, that kind of stuff today. So it's kind of a work smarter, not harder day in many ways. I guess that's the like simple way to put it. Maybe I should have just went there first, but that's where we're at. And early in the morning, we see the moon trine Saturn, sextile Saturn, square Neptune, but really midday here. The moon's kind of floating, and early in the morning tomorrow it'll meet with Mercury, but it's kind of floating, and quincunx Mars, of course. But I would say early tomorrow morning there is, with the moon, Mercury in the south node in that sextile and pointing that yod, that finger of God, over to Mars, now direct in Gemini. Like definitely like smart action is everything. And that's a weird one. It's weird, like what is intelligent movement right now? I think that it's very subjective to each and every one of us. So it is about getting your beliefs identified and almost feeling the feeling of accomplishing what you want. And I think that if you can really feel that about what the future holds and what you want, that will manifest in a very powerful way. But you got to get on that frequency. So today, transform your reality by getting on the frequency, feeling that you already have what you're looking for and that you're not separate from that. When kind of an edgy day where we can start to see things erode in many ways. So kind of intense astrology. I am so sorry for coughing at you all. All right, what do we got in the cards for today? Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I think that that's solid because there's a lot of fortune that's spinning. We need to like kind of feel like when we spin this wheel of life that we are going to land on it. Like I think intention is so important. Like if you almost just want to, instead of the action of it actually happening that's going to bring something, it's the feeling. So spin the wheel today and just feel like you already hit jackpot. And I bet that something manifests from that frequency that gets you to more of a feeling of like, whoa, yeah, fate and the universe is spinning in my favor and not against me. And the High Priestess in reverse. I mean, this is one of those things where today's interesting. Like we can feel like our intuition's telling us to do something huge and to do something big and to, be really just, hyper focused and fixated on something, or this like knowing. And the only thing we want to know is that we feel not separate from what we want. Now, if we're seeing that or not in reality, that's not important, but it is definitely getting in tune with your subconscious and not letting it play tricks on you, making you think you have to do more than necessary, like fate spinning, the wheel of fortune spinning. You just have to have the intent and the knowing that it's going to land where it's meant to land, regardless of how it looks, and to not trick yourself subconsciously into something that doesn't need to be done. And the Magician. Wow. 3 major arcana. Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. It's an important day. I think that says that it is a very important day. And we've been pulling the Magician so much, right? It's like unlocking new levels of magic because it is this like frequency shift. So we're learning how to put ourselves into the feeling of what we want more powerfully now than ever, which will create that. But we can't feel separate from it. And I think that that's very important. So you've learned all these spiritual tools. You know, you're here on this channel. You're doing your work for a reason. I think it's time to really start using those tools and to not, let even our own subconscious play tricks on us or this own sort of inner chatter kind of dictate, but to let the whole thing kind of play out as it is. You'll know when to do something and when not to. Don't force it today. It's not necessary. In ancient astrology, dark moons are meant to really like take time off and to really just feel and to be. So I think we are letting fate spin right now without too much, and that'll give us more. And that'll give us more of this new start into Aquarius season because we're just 2.5 days away, 2 days really, away from a new moon in Aquarius in the year of the water rabbit in Chinese astrology, which, rabbits are agile, nimble, so it's good. There's a lot of quick moments here, but we're getting ready. We're starting to see the shifts and the wheels spin and get into gear. So you don't have to force things just yet. You'll know when the right thing to do is, you'll do it. But the forcing, I think, can get us into predicaments that would lead us to, some kind of a self-doubt or guilt that we might carry moving forward that we do not need in our life. This is about the feeling of abundance and getting what we want. That's the frequency shift we want to be on. Love you all very much. Hope you have a beautiful Thursday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.